Artemis II is NASA's return to the moon. Launching in early 2026, it will carry humans beyond Earth orbit for the first time in over 50 years. This isn't a landing, it's something more dangerous and more important. A test flight, 4 astronauts, 10 days, one chance to prove humanity is ready to go back. They'll fly farther from Earth than any human has in generations, using the most powerful crewed rocket ever built. Today we're breaking Artemis II into 3 parts: the spacecraft, the mission, and the crew. Let's begin. The rocket is called the Space Launch System, or SLS. 2 massive solid rocket boosters flank an orange core stage, echoing the space shuttle, but far more powerful. On Artemis II, those boosters carry something special: a giant America 250 insignia, marking the 250th anniversary of the United States in 2026. Engineers from every U.S. state helped build this rocket. It's a national effort made of fire and steel. Above the core stage sits the Interim Cryogenic Propulsion Stage, the ICPS, and above that, Orion. Orion is the heart of the mission. Its lower section, the European Service Module, provides power, air, water, and propulsion. It's how Orion survives in deep space. On top is the crew module, the capsule where the astronauts will live, eat, sleep, work, and endure the entire mission. For Artemis II, the crew named it Integrity. When everything is over, Integrity will be the only part that comes home. At the very top is the launch abort system. If disaster strikes during launch, this tower can rip the capsule away from the rocket in milliseconds, saving lives in the worst moment imaginable. Artemis II is the first crewed test of the entire system. Artemis I flew in 2022, uncrewed, flawless. This time, humans are on board, and well, that changes everything. The crew will test what really matters: docking systems, radiation shielding, communications, eating in microgravity, sleeping, exercising, even using the bathroom. All the things machines don't complain about, but humans must survive. The mission launches from Kennedy Space Center's historic Pad 39B, the same pad that sent Apollo astronauts toward the moon. Liftoff is targeted for February 5, 2026. When the engines ignite, Artemis II becomes the most powerful crewed launch in human history. 2 minutes in, the solid rocket boosters separate. 8 minutes in, the core stage shuts down and falls away. The ICPS ignites, pushing Orion into space. After 2 burns, Orion enters a massive elliptical orbit, stretching 46,000 miles from Earth. Here, the crew practices critical docking maneuvers. Future missions will dock with lunar landers and space stations. These systems must work. Thrusters must respond perfectly. NASA has learned, painfully, what happens when they don't. Then comes the burn that changes everything. Translunar injection. This sends Orion toward the moon on a free return trajectory, a path shaped entirely by gravity. If something goes wrong, Earth and the moon will bring the crew home without a single additional engine burn. This exact trajectory once saved Apollo 13. 4 days later, Artemis II reaches the moon. This is not a landing, it's a flyby, like Apollo 8. The crew will pass behind the moon, beyond all communication with Earth, to a place no human has seen in over half a century. They'll come within about 4,600 miles of the lunar surface, watching the moon rise over the void. During the journey, they'll rehearse emergencies, especially radiation storms. Orion carries a dedicated radiation shelter, and Artemis II will test whether it truly protects human life in deep space. After the flyby, Orion adjusts its course for home. 4 days later, Integrity separates from the service module and slams into Earth's atmosphere. A controlled inferno, a Pacific Ocean splashdown, recovery by the U.S. Navy, 10 days that will shape the future of human spaceflight. Now the crew, 4 astronauts, chosen carefully, no room for error. Reed Wiseman, mission commander, Navy test pilot, engineer, veteran astronaut with over 160 days in space. Victor Glover, pilot, combat aviator, test pilot, engineer, a leader shaped by precision and pressure. Christina Koch, mission specialist, engineer, explorer, record holder for the longest single spaceflight by a woman, nearly a year off Earth. And Jeremy Hansen, Canadian astronaut, physicist, military colonel. This will be his very first spaceflight, straight to the moon. You don't get a second chance at a mission like this. Artemis II opens its first launch window on February 5, 2026. There may be delays, scrubs, waiting, because this time, human lives are on board, and NASA will not rush. Artemis II is not just a mission, it's a proving ground, a return to deep space, and the moment humanity steps back onto the path that leads, once again, to the moon.